Oh, hi there, and welcome back to British Skylines. We're here in the, well, currently unnamed city of something. At the moment, it's just this default lakeside. We're not going to keep that. Actually, before this video is over, we're going to be changing that name to one of the suggestions made by one of you guys. So make sure to stick around for that, because one of you will be getting a shout out. So, as the name of the video suggests, today we are working on farmland. And we're planning to divide the land, or use the farmland to divide the land between Little Gamington and the new city, or the new town that we haven't quite built yet, I haven't even started, of Great Gamington. But before we can get to that, as you can see on the screen, I've been working on a little bit of a roundabout, and it didn't really come out as planned. I really wanted to try and get like the little black and white chevrons you get on the base of a roundabout. I don't know if you're aware. I'll pop some on the screen just in case. I couldn't for the life of me find either A, an asset on the Steam Workshop, or B, a method in which to do it, so let me know if you know of a way. In this video, I'm planning to talk a little less than I would do normally. Now, that may please some of you, maybe not, but there's a few reasons for it. The first reason is, I don't know whether you actually want to listen to me waffle on for 22, 24 minutes of this video, or if you just hit here to look at the build. I don't know. But also, more importantly, and the main reason is because this has actually taken me quite a long time to make this video, more so than normal, and I don't have a lot of spare time. So I don't know if many of you know, but I've recently had a child. My wife has had a child. I've been the proud father of a child, and my time's pretty much spent doing that. But obviously I work my full-time job. I work 60 hours a week. I then try to obviously spend time with my wife, my child, my family, and obviously make these videos along the way. And I absolutely love playing Cities Skylines, so I will continue to do it. It's just a matter of time. And this video, for example, it's taken several hours. I start work at 8 o'clock in the morning at my real job, my day-to-day job. So I get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, so I can spend a few hours on here every single morning for work. And that's obviously to record, then to edit, and then to my voiceover at the end, which I'm doing as we speak. But that takes quite a long time. Now, I would say up until this point where I'm actually recording my voice, I've probably been at this for about 12 hours in total this week. It takes a lot of time. So hopefully you don't mind, but I'm going to let you watch this, and I'll just jump in and out. I think there's something important to tell you. So up until this point, I've been using the Surface Painter mod to colour in the different parts of the ground, obviously a farmy yellow colour. I think it looks really good, but I'm going to use a few different techniques in order to make these farms. One of them will be the Surface Painter. We're also going to use decals, and I'm going to use some custom assets from the workshop. So I don't know which one you think's best. I'm trying to try a few different things and just see what works. At the moment, and for the entire video, I'm not going to use any of the actual in-game farm buildings, so as in the industry farm. I don't mind doing that later on, but I just found that they were quite small assets, and they're just... I wanted a bigger farm. I wanted to make it nice and big and look more realistic. So maybe we'll add them in at some point in the future, somewhere else, just so we've got some industry in place. But yeah, for the time being, it's more about decoration than actual functionality at this point. And I wanted to try to make the farms feel a bit more 3D, not just be flat sort of surfaces. So as you can see, we've added some fruit trees and some hay bales, just to sort of add that 3D style to it. I think it works pretty well. And then along with the decals, it just brings it all to life. I also wanted to add some phone lines, some rural telegraph poles across the fields, because these buildings, they would have phone lines and they would need communication with the outside world. So I wanted to make sure to do it and not just go in. They had to lead somewhere. So I've taken them all the way to sort of the industrial area and just obviously make sure that they lead into each of the farm buildings. It just things like that. It just adds a little bit of realism. You may also notice that I've taken a lot of care to make sure that none of the phone lines actually actually go through the trees, because in real life, if there was a tree there, they would be removed, they would be cut back, because otherwise they'd be catching the wires at all times, and people would be up in arms. It'd be livid. And right here, we're working on a bit of a farmyard, off separate from the houses. I figured people they'd have a house, and they'd make sure that their yards and their barns and stuff would be sort of slightly off the road, slightly farther away, and then they'd get all their farm equipment, their tractors and their supplies and stuff. That would all be stored there. Obviously, it's got mud and dirt all over the floor, puddles, etc. Because, quite frankly, it's not going to be a clean environment. It isn't going to be laden with glass. It's a farm area. It's going to be, you wear your wellies when you get in there and you get dirty, but you get the job done. So with this farm, I've been using the Farm Fields pack made by Desars. Not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's really nice looking, nice looking fields, to be honest. You can have different types of crops. And here we've got some wheat. It's at different levels. It's been mowed and it's grown sort of adult size sort of thing. It does look great from certain angles, but I seem to get in ditches looking at other angles. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong, or maybe that's just the way it is. Maybe it's just better for screenshots. I don't know, but it looks good from certain angles, and that's what I'm going with. Another thing I've been trying to take into account throughout this build process is I want to make sure that every single farm has got at least one exit or entrance, hopefully more than one if possible. The reason for this, I mean, it goes back to realism. The farmer, obviously he wants to get in there and obviously work his fields. He's got to get access to that and all the workers. But also in England, there's a lot of places where the fields are open for the public. We can walk through, we can take a stroll, and we can cut from one field to the other, and that's perfectly fine. There's set routes and paths and stuff. So I wanted to sort of make sure that we focused on having entrances and exits, just so that we have that feel. Even if people aren't using it in the game, it's visually it's there, and it represents the realism factor to that. At this point, I'm going around and trying to add some of the finer details to the builds, to the houses, making sure that they've got their amenities and it's a nice, comfortable place. Because let's be honest, as much as the farm area is going to be muddy and dirty and horrible, the actual houses, they're going to be well kept. These guys, they work outside. They love that sort of stuff. They're going to have well kept gardens. They're going to have trees, bushes. They're going to have all sorts of stuff in their back gardens. So I want you to try and do that and try and make each house a little bit unique. We've got a few different ones, so just try and make them a bit special, a bit unique. And give them something that if you owned that house and you lived there, you'd be proud to live there, proud to be British. I think of all the houses, this one has got to be my favourite of this particular video. I love the ivy around the doors of this one, and I'm going to obviously decorate it and put some flowers and bushes and stuff, and it's going to look lovely. If I could live in any one of these, this would be the one I'd like to live in. But unfortunately, we are just about to come into the end of this particular video. But as I said before, we do need to name the city, and there was one name in particular that really jumped out to me, so thank you very much, Jason Flickney, for your suggestion. The new name of the city, we're no longer Lakeside, it's now Cambridgeshire. That's Cambridgeshire, like Cambridgeshire, but with a G for game, Cambridgeshire. So thank you for that, and as a recognition, I'm going to name a farmhouse after you, so we'll call it Flickney Farm. And yes, once again, thank you very much for your suggestion. As for everyone else, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There's going to be some awesome cinematics in a moment, so don't forget to check out those. But as always, I've been Skiki Gamer, you've been awesome, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.